Well, good afternoon. It's another First Alert weather day coming up for us for tomorrow. We're looking at the potential for some strong to even severe storms coming our way. It brings the rain, which of course we want to see, but we've got to watch out for that severe potential. Here's how things are looking right now on the radar. Pretty quiet. We're looking at some conditions that are dry. We'll turn on our satellite layer too, and you can see just a couple of clouds here in parts of the Southern Valley, Northern Valley, like Grand Forks, back up toward the Devil's Lake area. A few more clouds there. That's right along the boundary that is hanging around the valley here today. And there's plenty of cloud cover and rain associated with that out to well to the west of us right now. But later today, we could see a couple of showers or thunder showers pop along the boundary. There's the wind. It's with us again here as we step over to the wall. You can see that we're looking at some flags moving down at the Dakota Magic Casino, and conditions that are once again on the breezy side, on the hot side too for many of us, with wind steady in the teens, gusts getting going into the 20s right now. We've got a 21-mile-per-hour gust in Fergus Falls and in Wadena, up toward Baudette 22 and 20 at Roseau. So that wind still coming in, and you can see where it's strongest and where we are in front of that boundary where we're seeing that south wind, and that's of course where our warmest temperatures are. Let's take a look at those numbers. Northern Valley, many places in northwest Minnesota in the 80s. Grand Forks is at 80 degrees. And then you can see that transition zone between the hot air and the much cooler air. Langdon's at 64, Rolla only at 61. So a big difference there as that front's kind of drifted a little farther east. Even in Jamestown and Valley City, we're in the mid 70s, whereas in Fargo, we're at 84 degrees and a lot of mid 80s in Lakes Country as well. And that's right where we have the humidity too. Our dew point temperatures well into the 60s and low 70s. So it's juicy in this area ahead of the front. Behind it, a little bit or a lot drier depending on where you are. So this front's going to hang around here for a while. Heading into tonight, it may even drift a little bit back again before we start to really see it get on the move heading into tomorrow. So here's a look at our planner. For today, we continue to build in that heat. We'll see temperatures well into the upper 80s to some low, maybe mid 90s in some spots in those places ahead of the front. On the other side, more into the 70s to about 80 degrees in some of those locations. The wind will be on the strong side in those places ahead of the front again. And we're looking at that potential for a couple of spotty showers, maybe a thunder shower, rumble of thunder this evening along the boundary, and then into tonight, some of that lingering. So we're looking at Devil's Lake being one of those places that may see that first little round of rain. But overnight, watch what happens. We see more storms starting to move in from south to north essentially and drifting a little eastward as they do so. Devil's Lake starts to see some of that move in. This is 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, by the way. So we could be waking up to this in our western counties. Over to the east, still very warm, still pretty much the same until that system starts to get going and moves through the valley here into Friday. So I'm just getting rid of our temperatures. We're going to take just a look at the rain that we're going to likely see during the day Friday. Morning hours, again, some isolated to scattered rain and thunder showers in eastern North Dakota. Still pretty quiet into Minnesota. Noon hour, you can see some storms starting to move in there. And these are kind of lifting south to northeast. So that's going to be the direction of movement and where we're going to be looking for these storms to be coming out of. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, starting to see more of that development, and some of these may turn strong to severe during that time frame and into the evening. We could have all hazards possible for us, along with some flooding potential with storms moving rather slowly and in some instances producing a heavy amount of rain within those. By 7 o'clock, you can see that scattered rain and thunder going on. There will be some breaks, so it won't rain the entire time, and some places will see more than others, but the potential is there for everyone. Late Friday night, you can see that initial band moves on, and that's where the severe will be, and then the wraparound rain starts to move farther east. A look at your severe weather risk for tomorrow. Again, this is more likely in the afternoon and evening hours. Again, an isolated tornado not out of the question. We're also looking at large hail and a damaging wind gust and the threat for some localized flash flooding. And as we head into the weekend, once this clears, we're much cooler. 70s for highs, about a 20-degree difference. So it's bringing about some big change.
That is big change, especially 20 degrees. And the rain we need, but everything else.
It's gonna feel a little bit less like summer coming up for this weekend, but we've had 6 days in a row of 90-degree temperatures. I think that's okay.
We can use a break, you're right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lisa. Well, straight ahead at noon, another pandemic shortage affecting the back-to-school season. We'll see which districts in the valley are hurting for bus drivers after the break.